What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Saga of Dice Podcast. I've got a new host with me today.
Hello,
he
hello.
he's coming to you live from the Meat Dimension.
Yeah, actually, it's not too bad over here. It's a little slimy, but otherwise good.
That's just what I think of when I think of you, Carson. Slimy meat sometimes. Sometimes.
Sometimes meat. Yes,
Yes.
just slapping my head, and that
Yeah.
that really angered my dog, so I'm not gonna do that again. But yeah.
What, really?
Uh-oh.
Do you not do that when you're at home? Is that only something you do over here? You're warping in and out. What's your would do you want to introduce the third co-host?
So this is the third co-host. This is Holly. She's extremely angry all the time. She's actually a goblin, so she's gets
She's allegedly she's part goblin.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at those ears. Come on. Yeah.
Actually, like the first time, no, it wasn't the first time she came over here, but the first time she came over here once we got our dog, who outweighs her by like quadruple probably. She was like
Probably, yeah.
chasing him around the house. It was great. Yeah, my dog
Yeah.
is large, but he's afraid of Holly. That's for sure.
He's very friendly. So he's just a nice guy.
He's a pretty nice guy. Yeah, I like him. I think I'll keep him. You know. So yeah. So anyway, so welcome to another episode. We're gonna do kind of a fun one tonight. We've got the big reveal show happening tomorrow. I don't think Carson is going to be able to make it.
No,
So
unfortunately, I'm hosting a paint night tomorrow,
you're
so
hosting a paint night.
yeah,
So maybe
we'll
next
be
time.
watching probably, but
Excellent.
can't can't
Awesome.
talk unfortunately.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and do that tomorrow. It's supposed to go live at 8 p.m. I believe Pacific time, and yeah, so we're just gonna kind of have a fun one tonight, and maybe what's the word, like postulate on what might
Speculate.
reveal, speculate. That's a much better word for it. And yeah, and then talk about Charge, which is a charity event that you went to over the weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but first, we have a rumor engine, and this is a rumor engine that was well suited to you. Now, before you mention your guess, and I'd love to hear the viewers' guess as well. Welcome to you who are watching live. Um, my original thought was it looked very gianty because it was just very like it's a club obviously, but it's like dull looking. It's kind of like it's more big than anything. But then I saw that like the pixels on the metallic paint are quite like big. So I don't think it's not like a giant sized hammer, which is like the size of like a a clan rat or three, right? So, but yeah, you mentioned what you thought it was.
So I have a couple guesses.
Oh,
So I think giant is a good guess because if you look at the spikes, they're like super small in comparison, right?
that's true.
Um, to the rest of the hammer.
Yep.
And like normally on like the thing that's kind of wrapped around the stone of the hammer, that makes sense. Like they're not usually too big. I also have an example right here. I've been working on my iron guts. Hopefully that pops up kind of okay.
It's better
You
if you
can
put your
sort of
hand behind it usually on your webcam. Focus. Focus.
focus. Either way, you can see the general layout of it.
Yeah.
And it's like the spikes definitely aren't too big, but whenever you get something that's like kind of on the handle,
Yeah.
the spikes are usually longer as well. So that because they're so small, I still think giants is actually a potential. But I saw some interesting guesses on the Ogre Mod Tribe's Facebook group as well. Like I seen that maybe it's like a what's it called, a Underworld's warband or something like that. It could be Warcry. Um, and then another guess that I saw was that was also interesting is that perhaps it's tied in with the Dawnbringer Crusades release. Because in
Oh.
old Warhammer, there was like dogs of war, right? Like ogres could be allied into like human factions and stuff like that. So if
That's
they're doing
true.
like true Dawnbreaker crusades and they're like hiring out to mercenaries
Ooh,
perhaps and like crusading out,
I
maybe
like that.
that's a huge long shot. I kind of doubt that that's the case, but it's a cool thing to think about.
I love that idea. I did not think of it at all. What's up, Dan? What's up, Braden? Welcome. Um, yeah. What if it's like, didn't they have? Weren't you know how like Ogrin are in 40k, right?
Yeah,
Didn't they have something similar, or were those just ogres? Is that all they were? Yo, another Danny. Hey, Danny. Uh,
I think all three of these people were at charge as well. Actually, I know
yes,
Danny Hatch and
I know
Braden
Braden
were.
and and uh, and Danny Hatch. Danny Hatch, he came in
He
pretty.
won.
He won, right?
he
Okay, okay. I was like,
Also, he
I,
would
I
have
didn't.
taken
I was like,
he would
was
have
it?
taken best painted too
Dang,
if he didn't win too.
we've got
Because him and
the.
I,
I've got pictures, so I am gonna show. Carson sent me some pictures, and I am gonna show them. It's really cool. It looked like an awesome event, and I said as much to the runner. I think his name's Colin.
yep,
Yeah. Nobbler companion for Underworld's Warband. Ooh, I like that too. Like, so many good guesses here. Um, you know what's crazy? So, like, I don't think this is what it is, but the metal, like, wrapping stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to call it, but it reminds me a lot of Cruel Boys. And they do have trolls as well. So, mm, like, I'm not saying that's what it is because I don't think that's what it is, but there's a lot of like also the leather like wrapped in there. It's like it's on quite a few different Cruel Boy models. So I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm saying like it could be. I think ogres is probably the most solid guess right now. New swamp trolls. Hey, that sounds freaking awesome. Yeah, like yeah, for Cruel Boys too. Like they're swamp. They're swampy, and there's a couple of trolls. There's Dobby, and there's also the Myroot Trogoth. So yeah, that would be cool. Like a double like hammer wielding troll with like a crew of goblins on the back. I don't
I have like two final guesses,
know. Okay,
which
wow. There's
I've
so
already,
many more
sorry,
guesses than normal.
sorry, I like I've already mentioned one of them, which is the Underworld's Warband.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's a really strong contender just because it's a common thing, and it
Do
happens a lot when we see stuff like this. People get excited for like maybe a new refresh of models, but it ends up being just that. But I think it also potentially could be refreshed Iron Guts as well, just because it looks like so
I
strikingly similar to this, like this guy's hammer right here that I'm that
uh,
I'm holding is like it's the exact same. And I can send you a picture if you want to show it like high res on stream.
I
But
will try to do that.
okay, so I'll do that now. But
Okay.
it looks like so incredibly similar. It's
I
it's kind of crazy actually. I'm
okay.
gonna turn my light and I'm gonna go. I'm now conniving over the.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again. Okay. So while you're waiting to do that, hi to Keith. Excuse me. Sorry, I started choking. That would excited for the reveals tomorrow. Dan, I am super excited. I am going to do a live show tomorrow. It should be 8 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, I think Soulblight OBR are going to get announced for the books for sure because I think they're coming out soon. Like I think it's Soulblight because Soulblight, and I think well, I mean OBR was the obvious one, and everyone thought it was going to be FEC, but then they removed the Soulblight and the OBR battle tomes from the website, so seems like that might be what it is. Yeah, Brain, do you play both OBR and Soulblight? I've been I built Chatakar finally, and I propped him up with some green stuff equivalent, just because he was kind of like you couldn't see his face. He was like it was like he was reading a book or something like that. He was looking down. So yeah, I haven't put any paste on there and whatnot, but it's coming. Okay, so you sent me the picture, right?
Yep.
Okay, now I need to get it on stream. So, oh, cool. Oh, wow, that does look similar, huh? Okay, let me just figure this out. Come
I
on.
probably should have
Boop.
taken it at the
There
same
we go.
angle. Yeah.
Now, is it showing? It is. Haha. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So it's got the exact same like metal band wrapping around the outside. Um, yeah, it looks so strikingly similar that that makes me think that it's like an Iron Guts remake, but I don't know why they would do that. Like after the Ogre book already came out, that's kind of an odd thing to do.
that's what you were saying, and I was saying that's when I said maybe a war band or a Warcry war band, and because like remember how they did Hunters of Huanchi, and it looks like they're going to replace the Chameleon Skinks,
Right.
so maybe that's what it is. Um, you could also do it like there's a couple of different ways you could do it actually. Oh, and there was a leak as well of the next Warcry box, which is going to be it's going to be
Stormcast and Sludge.
Stormcast, and it's going to be Flesh Eater Quartz. So
Right.
that's
My bad.
pretty exciting. I won't maybe show the images. I don't know. Games Workshop's been is kind of touchy about that stuff. You play a lot of Braden plays a lot of Death Armies, so that's your main alliance. I don't know. I was thinking about it the other day, Braden. What's my main alliance? And I don't know. Like, like the only Chaos faction I play is Skaven, so that's out. Even though that's like my favorite army, right? I think it's Order because I have Seraphon and IDK. Is that all my Order armies? Oh, but I've got Gits and I've got Cruel Boys. I've just got Soul Blight. I don't know. I don't think I have a main faction. Maybe is that a kitten attacking a doggo down at the bottom?
I read that comment and I
Oh,
was like looking everywhere trying to see what he's talking about.
at the bottom. So
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
Carson made a joke earlier. I can't show it on stream, but I'll explain it. Carson made a joke earlier about he's asking if it's okay to drink a beer on stream, and I was like, yeah, no problem. Dale often would tell us what he's drinking, and and then Carson was just talking about how he's going to do a massive amount of cocaine as a joke, and so I sent that GIF of a cat in a bunch of well flour, if we're being just so there's no whatever. It's not actually animal cruelty. They're not actually putting it in cocaine. A man of all the mortal realms. You know what's funny too is like I always wanted a destruction army, and it was Gits. I did get Gits originally years ago, and then I was so sad when I got rid of them. it's it's just it's just
Just
joke
gag
cocaine.
cocaine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone calm down,
We went to
okay?
Party City, we bought a big bag of white powder, and we just assumed that it was gag cocaine, okay?
Yeah. Not again. Yeah. Hello, darkness. Um, so okay. We were talking about the hammer, right? Yeah, I feel like that's ogres is maybe the best guess. Maybe the Warcry warband. Uh, they did make a movie about Cocaine Bear. I saw that. I just saw a review on that on Red Letter Media, and
I watched it too. They
yeah,
did not they did not give favorable
no,
reviews.
they did not.
It was bad.
Like for so many good reasons too, but um, anyway, yeah. So should we talk about Charge next?
Sure.
Okay. So I did not go to Charge, but Carson did, and I need to find the pictures you sent me. Do 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 do. I've got too many things on here.
Yeah,
Podcast
for those
pics.
of you that don't know, Charge was a 1,000 point AOS tournament that took place just this past Sunday, the 19th, I believe, and we it was all like for charity, which was awesome. It was like Colin Ross and Nico and Jind were like the hosts. I can't remember the latter two's names. Uh, yeah, it was super awesome. Everybody was really nice. There's a lot of different armies out there, a lot of really well painted armies too. Um, there's like I think 22 of us total
Nice.
at the end.
Yep.
Um, Danny was like for sure the MVP. He brought like this huge display board, which was like a super cool like Gits. It had like this like green flowing like liquid thing in the back, and then he had like Skarsnik as well as like a whole bunch of squigs on there too with like tiny little mushrooms placed around everywhere.
That's amazing.
And him and I, we actually tied for like favorite army, and because tiebreakers are broken by like the amount of battle points, he was actually going to get it, but luckily for me, he came first place, so he took that instead. Woohoo! Yeah. So just squeaked that victory.
So he won. So Danny won best general or best overall.
Uh, best general, I think.
It was a best
Is there a
general.
difference?
Okay.
Can't remember.
Carson's army. Oh no, yeah, Carson. So Carson is known on the channel for playing ogres, and he has an amazingly well painted ogre armies with lots of really cool tattoos. But you did not take goblins. Oh, Danny says general. He won best general.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Danny won best general, and Carson here got best painted, as he just explained, or best favorite army. I don't know. They all have their own sort of ways of saying it.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah. So then, do you want to walk us through?
Sure thing. Yeah. Yeah. So there was 3 games. It was just on the Sunday. Uh, yeah, like I said, it was all for charity. In the end, we ended up raising a little over $4,000, which is awesome. And then what's even more awesome is that Colin, one of the hosts, works for EA Games, and they will match dollar per dollar
Yeah.
any fundraiser pretty much. So it ended up being doubled to like $8,200 or something. So each charity got
Oh,
a little over $4,000, which is nuts. Like it's super awesome to see people coming out and being supportive of that sort of stuff. And it really took the edge off too. Like it feels like everybody was just really, I don't know. At least for me, it's like even if like a dice roll goes wrong or something like that, or things are kind of a little bit like stressful or whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's for charity, so it's not about like winning. It's about like getting together, having fun, and yeah.
raising some money. Yeah, that's awesome. By the way, I've seen these before. What is the green? What does the green thing mean on next to
So
people's?
that means they submitted their list, I think,
Oh, okay.
versus not submitting. So so
Cool.
I think the reason why some people it shows having not submitted their list is because we were told to just email it to Nico. So I think
Okay. Cool.
some people didn't put it on the app.
Got it. Sorry, I don't use the app, so I don't. I was wondering about that.
But yeah,
Nice.
I'd strongly recommend trying to make it out next year. They said that they are definitely having it next year, which is awesome. The golf club that they're at allows them to do it for free just because it's a fundraising event, which is super amazing. It's awesome to see venues doing that sort of thing for good causes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it
absolutely.
was a lot of fun.
Okay, so should I? I'll move on to the next picture. I don't know what order these things are in. Okay. Um, I might as
I
well
think I probably just sent
make this
like
full screen.
random photos of people's armies and stuff like that. So,
Hey.
oh yeah, this was I think Mark Sullivan
Okay.
using his second game.
That's
So he played IDK obviously, and
yeah.
I know he came top. Well, he must have come third for like best painted army as well.
Oh, cool.
And it was super cool. He had this like fish tank display. Like the sand wasn't locked in place. I'm pretty sure it was just like
It looks
at
like
the
it's
bottom
just
of the.
in there, loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool to see.
That's an awesome one and very funny kind of idea for like a display board. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely.
the IDK
Also,
was
Danny,
incredible.
I'm very sorry, but I forgot to take a picture of your army head on. I think you were like sitting next to you at the time that I was going around taking pictures. And I was like, oh, social anxiety, and just like didn't do it. So my
um,
bad.
I mean, Danny, if you want to message it to Carson, I don't think we are in contact. However, maybe we are. I'm not sure. Because often people's Discord names are totally different than their real names, and so yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
he did set a picture of it on the community Discord. I can
oh, did he? Yeah,
pull
yeah.
it
If
off
you
of there.
could
Yeah.
maybe if you could fire it over on Messenger, then I can. I would love to display Danny's, but in the meantime, I will move on to the next one. Well, this is Carson's army actually. So Carson has this. He won't brag probably, so I'll brag for him. He has this really awesome Slaves to Darkness army, and it's done so that like uh, each individual model is like it's like kind of like Bretonia where they have their own heraldry, and he's got like this awesome backstory he wrote for them. I don't see the thing I printed you out. I just noticed that.
So it wasn't Poseidon at that point, but when
Ah, okay.
all of the armies, I swear I put it up for display. Yeah, it was so when all the armies were like being judged, I guess,
Yeah,
over lunch, I put it right next to the board and got a couple comments on that.
awesome,
So
cool. Yeah, it's. I mean, that display board is freaking gorgeous too.
thank you.
Actually, maybe you. I mean, like I know you won't brag about it, like I'm, you know, uh, trying
You
to
want to know how I
and
made
failing.
it?
But yeah, but like, could you explain like the kind of lore behind your army?
Oh,
Uh,
sure, yeah.
and I'm gonna grab
So these
something to
guys are
drink because my mouth
basically
is
like,
dry.
all right, sounds good. So for these guys, they so I'm really inspired by like Bretonians having their own heraldry and stuff like that, and I was looking for an army to be able to do that with. And then these guys came out and with their new sculpts, and they're super awesome. And basically, the lore behind them is like they're a bunch of nobles who, instead of like trying to resist chaos, they went up to Archaon. They're just like, hey, what if we make a deal or something? And he's like, okay, sure. The deal is you get to wear your colors, and your cities can be, safe and prosperous while you're still alive. But as soon as you die, we're gonna pluck your armor off of the battlefield and use the heraldry on it to identify which city was yours and go and pillage it immediately. And that's kind of the story behind it. So every time you kill a model in my army, any game, you get to feel the satisfaction of dooming an entire like kingdom of people.
It's dork, okay, everyone. It's
Yes,
very
super
dork.
dark all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's very old world, which I like. Horrible says Bretonian STD. Exactly. That too.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get rid of my Bretonian STDs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yes, I
'Cause
mean I painted all. Yeah,
yeah. So that's what they call those STDs you get in Paris.
yeah.
Oh, it's brutal. Um, and I love the water effects. Like I said this to you. I think you said you were using UV resin, right?
I was, yeah.
And then
So
how
just
did you create the waves?
the waves was so Vallejo makes so they have their still water.
The ripple?
Um, yeah, they have like this little gel that's supposed to go on top of the still
Yeah.
water to make that stuff. And
Yeah.
that's all I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool. I've
I
got
just took
some of
like a
that
little
stuff too,
dentistry
but
tool and yeah.
totally. Oh man, that looks great. Uh, okay, so then are we okay to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Again, phenomenal looking army. Did you send me Danny's thing?
Yeah. Oh, I sent the picture that he sent on the Discord. So
Okay, perfect. So it's in my Facebook side of
yes,
things?
sir.
Question mark. Okay, I'm going to.
Unless I sent a picture of Danny's army to somebody random on Facebook, then I'm pretty
Okay,
sure I sent it to you.
no, no, no. Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Oh wow, that's cool. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to bogart this little, but boom. Did I get it up? Wait, why isn't it showing? Oh, because I'm covering it. Here, one second. And boom, there we go. So, um, so Carson, yeah, you got to see this. Unfortunately, or no,
Yeah, it's much bigger in person for sure. So what you're looking at is like probably a quarter, like taken from the center of it.
okay,
Um, but yeah, it's very large. In person, it looks really nice. It's got like a nice like glossy like wooden border around it as well, or at least it looks like wood.
awesome.
Uh, yeah, really well done.
So it's like how big do you think it is? Is it like a 2x2 like size board?
If I had to guess,
Because like
Danny's gonna find a better way to send a better picture. But if I had to guess it, yeah, like
right, I see
all it
that.
2 feet, 2 feet wide probably, and then like a foot and a half. It was definitely like a rectangle shape. It wasn't a complete square.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because like the terrain piece for Gets is freaking large. It's really big. So I was just going like, yeah, like I wonder how big it is. You know?
yeah. So on the right side, there's like another green waterfall,
Wow.
and then on each side of the waterfalls, there's like just as much space as like the Loon Shrine is like wide. I would say maybe even a little bit more. So it's pretty big.
That's awesome. Danny says it's sized for 2K. And Brayden says the last thing Army see is the Loon Shrine's grill. Yeah, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah, exactly.
I never seen. So I painted mine like because mine is called like the Once in a Blue Moon Cult. for my get. So I painted mine like a blue, and then I was also thinking I could sing Blue Moon, you know,
Every
while I'm
single time you play somebody?
yes, yeah, like the
Oh,
whole time, like
well, the entire time on repeat.
yeah, like blue, blue, blue. I need a 12 here, and then that kind of thing, you know.
Well, at least you take breaks to tell them what's going on
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of just
yeah.
doing it the entire time.
But I keep the beat and then I go right back into it from there. It's very important to me. But anyway, so anyway, I can't remember what I was even talking about now. No, that's super awesome. I love it. If Danny, if you send us another pick, we'll throw it up for sure. Boop. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay. So now back to the podcast picks. Um, we've got a picture of Jind and somebody.
Danny.
Danny. Okay. I was like,
Celebrating Danny.
I was like, oh, I don't want to. If it's not Danny.
Look at that man.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. With his winning trophy mug, I assume.
Yeah, the mugs are super cool.
Danny sent it
actually,
to you on Discord, by the way.
Oh, to me?
Yeah. So sorry, what were you gonna say? I didn't mean to interrupt, but.
Oh, I was gonna say, so they did like a huge raffle as well. A bunch of people like sponsored the event by putting in prizes for the raffle tickets.
Oh, cool.
And there was an Oculus Quest 2,
What?
which was insane. Yeah, I just walked in, I saw it. It's like, I feel like that doesn't belong here. Like that's like way above the caliber of this event. No offense to the hosts of the event, but I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's like better than the ones you would get at LVO probably. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah. And there
wild.
was like a PlayStation Classic with a bunch of like classic games preloaded onto it. Um, there was a whole bunch of like really awesome looking terrain. Like honestly, it was insane. Like that's probably why we raised so much money. Is people were just like buying raffle tickets to grab that stuff.
Probably, yeah. I would have definitely bought a raffle ticket for sure. Wow. Okay. Congrats again, Danny. And then we've got Kenrick's army here. Here, I'll just center this. It looks like we've got another Stonecast army, a popular motif.
Yep. So Kenrick was my first game. Um, he beat me into the dirt, which was painful, but it was yeah, it was fun playing against it. I rarely get to play against Stormcast, oddly. Even though it's like supposed to be Sigmar Marines and whatnot, like I don't see them too often actually, which is kind of interesting. Maybe it's
Yeah.
more common at tournaments. This was my first AOS tournament, so
Well, I know that Alex is gonna try and play them more. So yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy to see him. But yeah, the this first game it was a little rough for me. So we weren't playing with the GHB rules. We were playing with Contest of Generals. So he was able to
Oh.
deep strike in the adjudicators and snipe my general. And I was like,
Wow.
okay, sounds good.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
he was a great opponent. Super nice guy. I always see him I don't always because I don't always go, but I see him at Friday.
Oh, at Magic Stronghold.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's awesome. That's very cool. Okay. I guess I'll go to Danny's picture at the end because that way
Sure.
it's just I'm not going back and forth. Um, and then we've got a close up of the Ideneth. I guess you played the Ideneth.
Yep, that was my game against Mark at the end.
Nice.
Or, sorry, the middle game. He ran like a Alopex heavy list, which
Yep.
was pretty cool to see.
In
That was a
Futhin,
super
was it?
close game. Sorry?
Oh yeah. I was going to ask if it was in the Fuethin or however you say that in the
I can't completely remember.
basically
to be honest.
the shark enclave.
Is that the one that makes them battle line?
Yeah.
Then yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, he had 3 Alopexes, he had an Eidolon, and he had a group of Thralls.
Nice.
And it was a super close game for the first 3 turns, and then the announcement went out at like the beginning of turn 4 that we had like half an hour left in our round. I was like, oh crap! And then like he took his turn, not too much happened, or no, he wiped my knights that turn, and then at the end of turn 4, the second turn of turn 4, my chosen just decided to go like man mode, just like charged into his
As they
last
do.
Alopex and his Thralls,
Yeah.
wiped both of them.
Wow.
And then I got the double turn, and then they charged again into his Eidolon and wiped him. And I was like, well, it's good I got the double turn because it like ended up tabling him.
Jeez.
It was crazy.
Chosen are lit when
Yeah,
yeah.
when they get like the proper charge and all the buffs, like my God, they will shred. Like it's insane.
No kidding. By the way, so normally no offense to anyone, everyone's got their own thing, but normally I don't like bases that are rimmed anything but black. That's just my personal thing. It acts like a frame. But on the iMyth, I think it works really well to do that kind of ocean blue, and it makes it kind of, I don't know, it's like a different. I dig it anyway.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think any of the vibrant colors on Ideneth look really like super nice because you would see that in the ocean. So
I tend to go for armies that I can paint vibrantly. Gets Seraphon, iMyth. That's the one downside to my favorite, the rats. Bahamut. Hello, fellow ratkin. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Um, that's super cool. And you get to see your banners, which look fantastic. Even the back of them.
thank you very much.
And then this looks like your prize that you won.
Just waiting for
Uh,
the stream to update. Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
right on.
So this was my loot at the end. I got some charged dice, which I bought.
Nice.
The $25 gift certificate. I'm probably just gonna find a new player and like give it to them because I'm currently in the middle of like reducing my pile of shame. So to go to GW and buy yet another new box is probably not a good idea for me right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'll probably give it to one of my friends who's like just started or something like that.
That's nice.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's a close up of one of the mugs that uh, the people got for like each respective event. Um, Danny's got one as well. Really well made. It's like laser etched. It looks like,
Yep.
or it feels like. Uh, yeah,
And it's got like a little like thing for your thumb, like a little grip.
yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
So that when you're swinging it at somebody, you don't accidentally let go and
Yeah. It's
slip
for
out of your
better
hands.
control of your beatdowns at the
Yeah,
bar. I love it. Hey, it's a mug after my own heart. And then we've got the cat is up. How did I even go over to the stupid cocaine cat? Dang it. There we go. Okay. Okay. Actually, I got to take off these podcast pics now. How did we get over to cocaine cat? Anyway, um, how embarrassing. You guys saw my cocaine cat. I was trying to keep that on the DL. Okay, let me see if I can increase the size of this picture. It's deciding to be difficult, and I can't. There we go. There we go. Gotta see. Oh, I think that's the best I can do for now. Dang it. I did try, everyone. Yeah, that's super cool. So he had Danny also had another person after my own heart. We got. Is it that the Loon Boss? It looks like the Loon Boss on Mangler, or is it just a set of Manglers? I can't tell. It's too small on here. Do you remember if he had?
I didn't actually play
Oh,
against
you
Danny.
didn't. Right.
Uh,
Danny, maybe you could tell me if you've got it's the Loon Boss. Yes. Oh man, I think he's overpriced, but it's a charity event, and also he's freaking awesome. Did you put the Git Shield and the what do you call it? The retreat when you after you fight thing on it? Um, oh, this is cool though. And it looks like you have hoppers. I can't. They look like hoppers from here. Oh no, yeah, maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. I see a spear here. Anyway, it's super cool. I love all the resin mushrooms and yeah, the flowing toxic goo. Fight another day for sure. But arcane tome, okay, yep. That's probably a better choice, but I just love the Git Shield. I think it's super fun. Like anytime someone's rolling a lot of attacks into you, they have to worry about nuking themselves, and that's just super cool. Like Danny mushrooms, yes, yes, Danny mushrooms. Actually, that's actually I guess a lot of you don't even know who Danny Mushrooms is. You have to be on the Patreon to know who Danny Mushrooms is. Was that
was it?
voiced? Were you voicing Danny Mushrooms or was I voicing Danny Mushrooms?
No, you were Danny Mushrooms.
I was Danny
Also, was that
Mushrooms.
after this, Danny?
This is after. So Danny Mushrooms is a Git named after another favorite Git of the channel, which is Dan Goshwind or Schwind. I keep pronouncing his name wrong because I've been pronouncing it in my head for like a year wrong, and then he just corrected me like 2 weeks ago. Um, Yeah, so he was one of the patrons, excuse me. And so before we did that, so he's named after that after Dan Schwind and um, Chris what was his name? Chris Crabcakes. He's named after Chris Hamilton, another patron. So, and if you guys want to do that, if you want to sign up for the patron, we'll name our characters after you in the Patreon battle reports, and it's super fun. Loomboss on Mangler, Scragrot, two times Bounders, Herd, and Ravenix. Yeah, that seems super fun. Oh man, that seems like a lot of fun for a 1K list. Jaws of Mork. Waterfall looks like Gak. I remember Gak. That's good. Like, no, was any Gak used in the making of this display board? Oh man, that's super awesome. Okay, so King's Gits for the reroll. That's a solid choice, especially when you're running a lot of MSU like that. I think that's a great idea. Okay, so what are dang it? I thought I pulled it up. Where'd it go? Um, I don't know. There's like a countdown that I was going to show during this whole episode. Do I have to like maximize it out to get? No, it's just not here. That's so weird. Oh, I see. I got it. I think I know the problem. There we go. Preview. One day. Almost. What is it? Oh, darn it. Well, it wouldn't be a proper podcast if something didn't go a little bit silly. So we've got the preview is happening tomorrow. Okay. So this was the whole idea of this podcast tonight was, to talk about Charge, which looked like a fantastic event, but also to kind of thank you, Alex. 1 day and 22 minutes, or 23 minutes according to my internet clock. Anyway, so we're talking about that, and then um, we're also talking about our predictions for the preview show. Carson. Now, you like 40K. You're more into AOS now or lately. I don't know how to say that.
Yep.
But you do like 40K and you do like Tyranids.
I dabble, you know.
Yeah.
I like me some Tyranids for sure. Is this leading towards the Tyranids being kind of like the main Xenos faction for 10th, you think?
I mean, it like considering all the leaks and stuff like that are, you know what I mean, and the like we've had leaks about that since oh man, so long. Like it feels like maybe a year now. We've had kind of reports that it's going to be Tyranids versus Space Marines in the next box set,
Yeah.
And we did get the image before of the like the High Fleet Leviathan. I don't know what it was like. I don't think they zoomed out far enough. Maybe a Tyranid Warrior or Prime. Some kind of
With the eyeball?
yeah, the yellow eyeball. It was High Fleet Leviathan colors. Anyway, I mean, I'm just basically all that preamble to just kind of say like, do you think we're gonna finally get the reveal?
I I'm gonna say yeah. I think it's gonna happen tomorrow.
Right?
Um, and I also think that it's really cool that well, when is Space Marine 2 supposed to come out?
We don't know.
Is there
It's
not a
supposed.
date for that yet?
Nope. It just says this year.
So I think we might also see a confirmation of the date for Space Marine 2 tomorrow as well,
That would be
which
so
would be cool.
sick. Oh
Just
man.
because it seems like they're kind of trying to tie the two things together, like Tyranids being the main Xenos faction for 10th and Space Marine 2 coming out, which is like a hugely anticipated game in the Warhammer community,
Oh
right? Like
yeah.
the first one was amazing.
It was
Um,
so good. It
and
it broke
fighting,
the mold, man.
yeah, and fighting Tyranids in the same style is going to be amazing.
It makes total sense. Like you have stuff that's even smaller than Gits. Like you've got
Rippers,
Rippers. Yeah, Rippers and like Gaunts are probably
they're
similar.
like human sized, I think.
Yeah, I guess they're more like they're probably
They're
like
just all hunched over, right?
4 feet. maybe. Yeah, exactly. Hunched over though and longer. Yeah, that's a good point. So,
I mean,
but
the issue is
still,
we don't have like a proper scale for an actual human in 40K because like there are no proper humans on the table too.
no,
Like,
no. Like there's guard, but like yeah. Anyway, like traditionally they used to be like the same size as Space Marines, even though that's not even close to true in the lore. Anyway, all that to say, yeah. Oh man, that would be so sick. Like honestly, that would. I'm really looking forward to 10th. I love Tyranids as well. I have played them on the channel, and I like Space Marines. So like that would do just fine, for me. And maybe we can even play some 10th edition games. Maybe do some Crusade on the channel and have some fun narrative games and whatnot. But yeah, that would be cool. But anyway, so okay, so that's the prediction. The most likely thing I think for 10th,
40K, yeah.
yeah, for 40K rather is 10th. So then Age of Sigmar.
Well, obviously we're gonna see OBR and the two death factions that everybody thinks is gonna come out. I'm pretty
That's
sure we're gonna see both. Um, I have a feeling that uh, Soulblight are probably gonna get some like good model refreshes. I have a sneaking suspicion that we're gonna see some new
I think
something.
I think we're only going to see one hero character for each.
Think so?
Yeah, and then I think that I think we're gonna see one hero character for each, and then I think FEC is getting like a bigger revamp toward the end of the year. Uh, Here's hoping the second game doesn't have the final battle be the first and only quick time event. If I recall correctly, that was so jarring
Yeah,
in my
that's
only
true.
grade.
You're talking about like the Demon Prince, you like tackle him off of the spire or whatever, and like yeah, I remember that. That was odd.
That was a weird choice for sure. Yeah, I think it's the
And like, and
only.
now it's God of War, and just like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's a callback actually because like I think I could be wrong, but I feel like the first God of War game was the one who created the quick time event gameplay. If I remember correct,
you
if I
remember that
recall
game?
correctly, but
Yeah.
um,
Do you remember that game Heavy Rain?
I remember it. I got it for free on PlayStation Plus or whatever it was called, and I never played it.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it was like the weirdest use of quick time events in my opinion because like the game you're like trying to find your missing son. And it's like press X to yell Jason, Jason, and you're just like walking around the mall like screaming your son's name. And it's like why is this a quick time event? It doesn't make any sense.
Oh man. You know what? We should have played that together. You know what I mean? That would have
Yeah,
been so enjoyable. It just looked depressing to me, so I never played it.
yeah, that's
uh,
fair.
uh, I thought it was Sean. I don't.
Was it Sean?
Sean
I
was
don't know.
what? Oh, was that the name of the kid?
I remember he was yelling Jason.
Oh,
I do
okay.
remember that. Or maybe it wasn't his son that he was yelling for, but
I was like, Sean had the first QuickTime event, and then I was like, oh no, wait, we're still talking about Heavy Rain.
yeah, everyone knows Sean had the first quick time. That
Yeah.
guy's
I was like,
called
son of a.
dibs.
Oh man, no wonder he couldn't find his son. His son's name
I
Sean.
thought his name was
What was
Jason.
his name again? I usually call him by his middle name. Oh, it was Jason, according to the store. This is derailed so hard, but I love it so much at the same time. Oh man. Um, so okay, so okay, if let's say we get I wonder what kind of heroes we'll get for because we're gonna get a small hero like a la Beasts of Chaos and Caradron Overlords and everything like that, like at least, right?
Is there anyone resin remaining for Soulblight?
I Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. I think the White King is.
Okay.
Um,
The
I
one on
could,
foot?
yeah, the white. I think it might be the old Krell model, but I can't remember for sure. Maybe not. Actually, no, that's not Krell. Um, I don't remember. There's not a lot though because of that major overhaul that we got a little while ago.
Right. Maybe a
um,
Necromancer? That's kind of an old sculpt as well, but
it is an old sculpt, but I like it. Like it's in plastic. It only has one head. It's got that kind of like Nikki, like Adam Sandler's
oh
Nikki
yeah, yeah,
to it. But uh,
Let's take a look. I'm gonna go to the Games Workshop website and pull the
yeah.
model.
Oh, that's a good call. I can pull it up too if we want. I can put it on stream. Bahamut says, wish Skaven would get a refresh. Okay, so I've been saying this for a while now, Bahamut, but I think fourth edition is going to be. I think they're going to do like a 40k style thing where they use it as an excuse to do a major refresh. So we got a major refresh of Necrons in ninth edition 40k, and now Tyranids we think in 10th edition 40k. I think fourth edition will be Skaven with a huge refresh versus I've been predicting elves like either LRL Tyrion or something like that because I just think we have too many Stormcast models as it is. But you know, it wouldn't be surprising if they also did Stormcast, right? Um, but yeah, so are you just looking through to find if there's any resin models?
Yeah. So I'm looking at the White King, and it is a plastic kit.
It's a plastic kit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It looks good enough. I think it looks, you know.
It is out of stock online. So
Ooh.
maybe. So there are a couple that are out of stock. The Graveguard are out of stock. The White King is out of stock.
Although you
Lady
know what,
Annika is, but she's new,
you know
right?
what though, that's probably just a reboxing because they rebox
Yeah.
everything
Oh,
for
that's
for
yeah. You're
third edition. So yeah, I think that's what it is. But redo the Island of Blood on separate sprue. Yeah, that's all they'd
However,
have to do.
there's a
Yep.
different label on some of them. The Zombie Dragon kit says no longer available online instead of out of stock. So
Huh.
that's
But
kind of interesting.
there's no way they're getting rid of that because it just makes too many things, right?
Maybe a refresh though. That'd be cool
That
if
would be
that got a new
amazing.
model.
Um, the reason I would love that, even though I have two of them and one new on sprue, that I'm just kind of waiting to see which way the wind blows. Um, that would be so cool. But like I don't know if you guys remember, but the front cover of the current Soulblight Gravelords Battle Tome has like what looks like a blood dragon in the background. And so we were all going like, "Oh yeah, we're definitely going to get that." And then it didn't happen. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get any major refreshes. Like I don't want to disappoint anyone. Like I don't want to be like the what do you call it? Like the grumpy old man here, but Seraphon are getting a huge refresh in like 2 minutes, right? Like latest is like probably June, right? I think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see the announcement of a Seraphon box set like Slaves to Darkness. That's my major call for Age of Sigmar. I think it's gonna have all the models they showed in the first reveal. So the Slan, the Chameleons, the Skink Cavalry, and the Saurus Warriors, with the Battle Tome and the cards as usual. But um, and then maybe some more, like maybe the rest of the reveals for the army, like hopefully Croxagore, some guard, and that kind of thing. That would be really hype. I feel like Adepticon is probably the biggest reveal show every year. Um, Maybe Warhammer Fest sometimes. I'm not really sure. I don't even remember when Warhammer Fest is. Uh, Whatever happened to that Blood Dragon? Exactly. Horrible. Exactly. That's what I was wondering. Like when it came out, I thought they were gonna do like a Slanesh style thing. Like remember when they came out with Shalaxi or whatever her name is, the twins um, for Slanesh? It was like apropos of nothing in the middle of nowhere. They're just like, here's another Slanesh kit. Here you go. And we're all like, oh, does that mean there's more coming or what's the
Thanks, I
deal?
guess.
Yeah, thanks, I guess. Too bad you didn't remember to write the war scroll, you know. But I'm joking. It was just wasn't great. So yeah, I mean they can do anything really. Every time they zig, every time you think they're gonna zig, they zag, right? Keith says Soul Blight. It probably depends on what they had prepared for the 3.0 release. Probably had something ready before stuff happened, and then they rolled Curse City into the army. Like that's what they said. But like Curse City came out in I think it was April, or I can't remember actually. It might have been around my birthday, but like I remember the Soulblight book came out not very long after it, so I just don't because like we know that it takes them about 6 months, like it takes them about 6 months to print books and stuff like that, especially during COVID. So I think a lot of it was planned because they got like all the lore on Virkos and it's so awesome. They're actually my favorite new bloodline. It could be though. I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see tomorrow, right? Like, I don't know. There was a leak of Nightmare Quest being SCE versus FEC. Yes, that was. We did talk about that, Bahamut, near the beginning. It's a Warcry box. The what's it called? It's not Solar Engine. That's what goes on the Bastiladon. I'm blanking on the ziggurat, the Seraphon
Oh,
pyramid
right,
thing.
right.
That was a conversion. It looked like a new one, but it was actually just a conversion.
Like World something engine? World?
Right. It's not World. I don't know why. I've got one right in there. I painted it and everything. Um, that's gonna
Realm
bother.
Shaper engine.
Realm Shaper. Thank you. Oh God, that was gonna just annoy the bejeebers out of me. Thank you. I would have had a stroke if you hadn't said it. So appreciate that.
You're
So
welcome. I save lives.
you
Yeah.
save lives as usual. Um, so yeah, so we've got probably. What do you think? Do you think we're actually going to see a Seraphon box, a box set? Like
So Seraphon is supposed to be late summer or is it
it,
early
it
summer?
just says summer,
Just this
but
summer. Okay.
but we've got. So we had KO. Then 2 weeks later we had Slanesh and Korn, right? And Slanesh and Korn aren't even out yet. They come out next weekend, so that's like the 28th, right? And then I think Soulblight's going to be hot on the heels. So I'm wondering if maybe Seraphon gets a box in like May, and then they get their proper release in June, which is like close enough to summer because it can't be too late. Like 10th edition is probably coming what early July.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that's true. They probably don't want to overlap.
no. Yeah, exactly right.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think you might be onto something with the Seraphon box, similar to what Slaves to Darkness got, like with the special edition Battle Tome and whatnot.
Exactly.
Um, that could be interesting. But then, like, what? Back to the Soulblight. Like,
Yeah.
what would they even get though? If it is just a foot hero, like, what would it just be an additional War Scroll or?
Um, if it's sorry, what was the question?
So, like, if for Soulblight,
Yeah,
what do you think? What could they add? I guess, unless it's just like a completely new War Scroll that's just
I think it's
like
going to be a
another
new War
character.
Scroll.
But
Yeah,
they have so many like individual
they
special characters already.
they do, but so do Stormcast and Fire Slayers, and they're still just like, you want another?
Yeah, fair
If
enough.
lots is good, what is more? It's got to be better, right? It's got to be better. Corpse Cart model is pretty old. Could update that. It's true, but it's like look at Beasts of Chaos, right? At Beasts of Chaos, and it's funny because I love this, by the way. I love talking deep on something that's going to happen in like 24 hours, but most likely. But I still love this. I love just that kind of idea. Anyway, um, look at Beasts of Chaos. Like there are some funky old models, and they were just like, nope, new Beast Lord, this cute little guy, this little goat man. That's all you really need, right? Um, I would love to be wrong though. I don't mind the corpse cart though, and it is in plastic, but I think it's going to be a new character. And considering like what would we see? We did see Legion of Blood in the White Dwarf update, and only they got something. So it's possible that maybe that's a hint. They picked the decent models to remake. Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. Um, why was the Deathmaster remade? Yeah, the Deathmaster. Well, the Deathmaster was metal. I think that's why, because it was Snitch. But I love the new one. Oh, that's a good point though. That's a great point actually, because like they could have done other ones that would have been better. I think, but I guess it was Deathmaster because they were also coming out with that new Warcry Warband, which is kind of Eshin. So maybe they're getting the engines warmed up to do like a major Eshin release. Yeah, Arch Warlock is also metal. That's the old Ikit Claw model. There's no good, like the Master Molder guy, which I have right here. He's metal. He used to be called what's his name? Squeal Gnawtooth, I think. Anyway, getting back to it. So what was it? Uh, the Bloodline of Blood. What are they called? I just said it. Neferata. Her faction. Throt the Unclean. Oh man, I want Throt the Unclean so bad. He hasn't been around forever. Quit distracting me with all this scheme of goodness, Bahamut. It's very distracting. I've got the council around me. So, what was it again? So yes, but they came out with so many Virkos characters that it feels like they probably won't be that, right? Like you've got Lady Annika, Kritza the Rat Prince, two versions of Radikar. Um, the vampire lord, the bat hair lady. She was originally going to be a Virkos character that was in Curse City, and then they just made her into the Lord, which is awesome because I love her. I just ordered her. She's one of my favorite new models. I might clip out the bats. I'm not a huge fan of the bats, but I love everything else about that model. Um, and I never bought it because it was like I already had a bunch of vampire lords on foot that I could use, but I just wanted her for so long. So I finally broke down and ordered her and Kritza and some more Blood Knights because I feel like 2 units isn't enough because I love them. But it might be another Virkos one. Now that I talk about it, it's not that many, right? Oh no, there's a bunch of them though. There's a bunch that came in the box, right? There's Torgillus or whatever his name is. There's the Watch Captain Skeleton Man, and then there's the zombie guy who's just one of the coolest models ever. The guy with a shovel. Um, I forget his name. He's awesome though. I don't know. I think yeah. I don't know. Virkos is the coolest thing they've made though in regards to Soulblight in a long time, as far as I'm concerned. Let's have another Soulblight character. Yeah, I'm down for that. I talked myself into it. Give me another Virkos character. I love me some good Virkos. Some good Virkos veins on my Virkos. You know? Yeah, I've been waiting to build Shadakar for a long time too.
Do you
So
have Curse City?
I do, and I have the second um, DLC thing that they made, and I
Yes.
ordered the third one, and it never came in. So I guess I'm not getting that. But
Fancy.
I haven't even played part two yet, so I don't know when I'm going to get around to it with all the things I have to paint for the channel. But you know, it's all good. It's
That's
just
how it
like
goes.
yeah, I mean, it's just a bunch of cardboard and like rules, so like it's not that big a deal. I can just there's no models that came in there, so that's kind of why I hesitated to begin with. But yeah, should be good. Right on. Um, yeah. Is there anything you wanted to bring up, Carson?
Uh, Looking forward to Cake or Death. It's going to be a fun time. In Easter long weekend, Dale is going to be hosting a 2,000 point tournament out in New West. I say out in New West like it's super far away, but it's like dead center lower mainland. So,
Yeah, it's really not that far, is it? Uh,
yeah.
so so we've got. Do you remember what date it is? It's like April. Is it 14th?
So it's the long weekend, so it's the 8th and 9th.
Oh, the 8th and ninth. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So 8th and ninth, and I think Friday's a holiday.
Yes. So
That's Good
Good
Friday.
Friday is going to be the stat in BC, and then if you're a federal worker, then Monday is also a holiday.
Heck yeah.
But yep, I'm
Sweet.
just taking the Monday off as well. But
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Yeah,
yeah,
like
exactly.
I think they're both stats in some places. Uh, he says Virkos has all the best rules in Soulblight currently, right? Here's hoping they don't get the too good in the last Battle Tome treatment. It's so true. Although I don't know that that's true anymore, because like you just had Jeremy Versailles win that tournament with Legion of Blood. That was the Bloodline. I couldn't remember earlier. And he did it with Neferata, and local player, Soulblight player, other than me, is Roman, and he's been on the channel a couple of times. He faced off against Carson, and then we've got another one where he's playing Beasts of Chaos.
My Stonehorn.
yeah,
Jerk.
yeah. Neferata. Oh man, that's such an amazing moment. Like I hate, like you don't like it when it happens. You know what I mean? But it's also
It was like static in the air when it happened. I was just like, no way it happens. So many things had to go wrong for this to happen. Like, fail a 2-up save, fail a 5-up ward, and then he rolls a 5-up as well. Like, also, and I think that Prada was on like 1 wound remaining or something silly.
She was. She had 1 wound left, and you were -1 to wound as well.
Yeah.
That was just such an amazing moment, though. But yeah, and then I know Manfred gets a lot of play, but anyway, Roman plays Legion of Blood and Legion of Night. But I really like Virkos for their rules, but also more so for their style and their feel and their lore and look. And Castellai, I really like Castellai, so I hope that neither one of those factions get whacked too hard. Make the most out of Neff's spell. No way that survives an update as is. I gotta think that's true. That's the spell, by the way, Carson, where she gives +1, or it's ignore all negative modifiers. So it becomes an ethereal save, but you can give all out defense to, or Mystic Shield, so you can get things up to a 2-up ethereal. Like that's.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember.
It's a bad time.
Oh, yeah, he put
those Blood Knights, a block of 10 Blood Knights
that had
that on them. my gluttons are just like,
I know. 2-up ethereal? That's crazy. There's no way that survives. I got to agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, and I feel like they're getting rid of rerolls, so I don't think Virkos is going to have like a reroll your spells trait. So I wonder what they do with it. Maybe they'll lean into Direwolves or something more. Who knows? I hope Chadakar. I know some people like him, but for his points and whatnot, I don't know. I just don't think he's that great. I hope he's a little bit better. Yeah, I've got a lot of high hopes. I hope Blood Knights are powerful. I hope they kill well. I really want those Timmy units, so a good excuse to paint them up. I would love to see Graveguard get remade, by the way, because next to the new skeletons, they look like children wearing their parents' armor. Yeah, to me, they're not bad sculpts. It's just compared to the new skeleton models. So anyway, that's why I actually I don't. This probably won't be able to be seen, but I did do a conversion for the regular skeletons to make them into Graveguard. So I had Matthias 3D print me a bunch of wolf heads, and then I made like halberds out of the kit that they come with. So yeah, hopefully that's distinct enough, and made their weapons kind of glowy green. That's the idea anyway. But yeah, but I'm really looking forward to the reveal tomorrow.
Yep, it's gonna be cool to see what happens.
And
all these like crazy predictions that we've just made are going to be completely thrown out the window.
They're wrong.
Back squats tomorrow. That's what's going to happen.
More squats. LRL 7.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Electric. Yeah, Boogaloo. Found someone on Reddit did Sons of Behemoth, I think, as Holy Grail reference. Wow, that's awesome. Cheddarcar comes with free Direwolves, built-in -1 to hit, situational, +1 attack aura. No, it's true. No, I agree, Keith. I'm not saying he's bad. Here's what I want him to be more. I selfishly just want him to be more Timmy, essentially. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want him to be he's not bad. Like on 6s, he does 2 mortals and the attack sequence ends, but he's only got 6 attacks, so you're just doing on average, you're doing 1 thing of 2 mortal wounds, and I don't know. I just kind of I want him to just be like this crazy beat stick, but I do like the running in and attacking, and don't forget that they did get that White Dwarf update, so Chadakar can. Oh wait, is he maybe not him because he's over 10 wounds? I don't remember if that was a thing or not. I haven't played with him because he's not painted yet, but anyway, the Sons of Belmore, the skeletons from Underworlds. Oh right, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's super. Oh, that's so cool. Oh man, yeah. Tag me on Instagram or something, Bahamut, if you can. It's Saga of Dice on Instagram. It's on the screen right now. Oh, I forgot to update that too. We'll have to get you updated on there. Do you have like an Instagram or a Twitter people can? No.
No, got nothing. I'm
That's
not really
okay.
active anywhere except Discord, really.
Discord,
So,
okay. Well, we
yep.
won't advertise your Discord handle because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
seems like a bad
DM me
idea.
on Discord.
Yeah.
Send me pictures of your pets, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, of cocaine cats.
I'd appreciate that. Yeah, in the middle of my day, if someone just like sent me a picture of their dog, that'd be great. I would love that.
And then you read the captions like, "We just had to put him down."
Oh God, yeah.
Like, God dang it.
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
Why would you do
yeah,
that?
yeah, please don't send me
First
any
I've ever
more.
spoken to you.
Please don't send me any more pictures of your dead pets. Yeah, we're both dog people. That would hit hard. Um,
Yep.
so, should we call it here, Carson?
Sure, we can call it here. Yep.
Cool. I mean, if there's unless there's anything more, I'm happy to. I don't, you know.
I mean, the only I was just gonna ramble on about enjoying my time at the tournament. I'm definitely gonna be going to Cake or Death.
Nice.
I think I might sign up for Kippers as well. That sounds like it could be fun. That's in October, I think, right?
Yes, I believe it's normally in October. I don't know. I didn't see this year. Yeah, because I believe it used to be Attack X was in September, and then Kipper's Malay is in October, if I remember right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Just this is my first year like getting into AOS tournaments, and it'd be cool to have like 3 or 4 under my belt by the time the year is over. So
absolutely. Are you thinking 2K for Kippers?
yes, yeah.
And what about Cake or Death? Are you taking Slaves to Darkness or are you taking Ogres?
I'm gonna take Meat Fist Ogres.
Nice.
I'm painting up my
Meat,
Iron
meat,
Guts right
meat.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Meat. Yeah. Um, as we speak.
Nice.
Got this. It doesn't show up well on the camera at all.
Nope,
But
it sure doesn't.
but the skin's all done. I'm hoping maybe I can get these done by the end of this weekend. I might be able to squeak in an actual display board for the ogres as well, which would be super awesome. Opus is just down the hill from me, and they sell those like really awesome like picture frames with the backing in them for like canvas.
Oh,
And
wow.
and you can use those for like an amazing display board, and they're super cheap. Like the one that I used to build the one for charge was like I want to say $15 or something for
15
that like whole
bucks.
for like the canvas box
Jeez.
thing,
Yeah.
and it was like an awesome wooden box. Like I would strongly recommend
You got that at
go to
Opus?
Opus. It's great.
Yeah, yeah. So we have an Opus here in North Van that I go to quite a bit. And yeah, I get my FW inks there and a bunch of stuff. Actually get a lot of my paintbrushes there because they're just a good, cheap paintbrush that you can kind of abuse and not worry about it too much.
Yeah, their Allegro series is really good.
Yeah,
The Princeton series as well, the blue ones, has
those
like a
are
really good dry brush.
those are the two.
Um,
I use their regular brush too, actually.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So this is Allegro.
Yeah, we have
So it
the
sounds
same.
like pasta, and then Princeton. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just got in a big pile over here.
or rather, Princeton Select, I think it's called.
Oh,
I buy Princeton Select.
look at
Yes.
you, fancy pants. I've got the Velvet Touch. Ooh la
And then
la.
that one it doesn't show up too well on the camera, but it's like a nice flat. Yeah, it doesn't show up well at all, but it's super good for dry brushing. I think it's like $5 or $6 or something like that. And
Wow.
it's lasted me like the entire Slaves to Darkness army so far, which is really good.
And
Not
that's
that I do a lot of
Canadian
dry
too.
brushing with them. Sorry?
That's Canadian too.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
For all of our American viewers, that's like a quarter.
Yeah, it's like
25 cents.
yeah. Carson exaggerates. It's like 75 cents. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Please bring your American dollars up here. Buy a home with a $5 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time, everyone. But I mean, actually, what's funny though is they actually have much more competitive hobby supplies down there than we do up here. But
I bet.
we take what we can get. It's pretty good. It's still, you know, but Opus is a pretty good place overall.
I really like it.
Yeah, me too.
People that
Yeah,
work there are always really nice too.
I agree.
Uh,
Actually,
it's a good
true
sport.
story. I before I got my dice made, the people who make my dice use what's it called? That that kind of color that's like used for print. Um, oh man, I can't come up with it. It doesn't matter. It's not like RGB. It's not like a digital thing. There's like an old medium that's been around forever. Pentel. Pentel. I think it's called Pentel. Anyway, um, so I couldn't find because like you can't find true teals on your screen and like the right color like and it doesn't show up. You know, it's different on everyone's screen. As you know, I know as a web designer, everyone's screen is different. So I went down there and I was like, hey, I want to get this book, but I it's like $50. It was like a Pantel like book, and so then and I was just like, can I open it first? And they were like, yeah, no problem. So they open it up out of the shrink wrap, right? We open it and it's like the history of Pantel color or something like that. And I'm like, this isn't what I want at all. And she's like, you don't want it then? And I was like, no, I'm sorry. And she's like, don't worry about it. It's fine, you know? I was like, oh, thank God. It was like $50 or $60, right? And then, yeah, they were really nice about it. So, but yeah, I used, they did help me in trying to figure out the colors and whatnot. And so I went back down there and I gave the lady who helped me, I gave her some of my dice just because, you know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of custom dice, I sent you a picture on Facebook of the mustache dice.
The mustache dice, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I placed an order for some custom dice of my own. I went for pimp purple and like white for good legibility on it. I'm excited for those to come in. They should be in like the next 6 weeks or so. But
nice. So they will be on the channel once they.
absolutely. Even if you say that I can't use them on the channel, I will use them on the channel. So
yeah, I think are they? Oh, they're not showing for some reason.
oh. Also, Bahamut is asking if you can send a message on. Oh no, he did send you a message on Instagram.
Oh, perfect. Oh, there we go. I got it up. No comment. So you're gonna go from the meat dimension.
Behold the mustache dice.
That's so cool.
Delicious. Yeah.
So are
I
they?
really love that purple. Like it's super.
Yeah.
It's creamy. Delicious.
That is a very pimpy purple. Are they marbled too? I can't tell.
So this one's like the velvet one.
Oh, so it's metallic-y, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's got like a little bit of an opal or yeah. That's cool. Those look awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You sent me a message on Instagram. Okay, I will. Um, oh, that was the skeleton thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna see if I can pull this up. Well, I'll try and do it live here. Um, so you won't be selling those dice though, right?
No.
Not at first.
Nope. Nobody can have them ever except me. Yep.
Why are you showing them on the channel then? You're just gonna make everyone
Jealous? Envious?
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
Okay. I accepted your thing, Bahamut. That's weird that I had to. I thought I was already following you. Okay, how do I open this up? I guess I have to open it up in a new. It won't even. I can't even open it from my messages. Like I can't even click. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Oh, that is freaking awesome. Okay, I am going to show this right now. Right. Boom. Is it showing? Yes, it is. So it's Vagabond King, King Arthur the Undead. And
Oh, I saw this on Reddit.
yeah,
Yeah, this was awesome.
that is so cool. I would try to make it bigger, but I don't know how.
I also
Oh,
really like that he took the time to put like the little box in the top left and like
the,
went into Photoshop and like made the sword come out of the border of it too. Like it's really good Photoshop work as well.
oh, I see. He took like yeah, he like zoomed in on the
Like it
shield
goes
and
out
then
of
he
the frame.
put it
Yeah.
so it's a lot less wasted space. Yeah, I should do that, hey? Like when I post pictures.
Looks good.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal. I'm sorry guys, I don't know how to make it bigger on here. So but yeah, like follow this person on Instagram. Vagabond _Vagabond King.
I
Uh,
am Arthur, King of the Britons.
nice, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, did you
Oh,
watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I did, but it's been a while.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, is this all of them? Wow.
Oh wait,
Wow.
there's more.
Yeah. Dang, that like blending.
Oh, he did Sir Robin too. That's hilarious.
Dang, you know the names, hey? I do not remember it that
Well, this
well.
one is is this Lancelot? I can't remember. The green one is Sir Robin though. That's the
Okay.
one where like he's got the bard following him around and he's just like making fun of him the entire time.
Right. Oh man, I gotta watch that again. It's been way too long. Two songs playing in my head simultaneously. The mustache songs from both A Million Ways to Die in the West and from DBZ Abridged. Oh, Galahad says Bahamut.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh man. That's so awesome though. Yeah,
Oh, it
there's
says it right there.
Oh,
It
did
says it
it?
like
Did it actually say
literally
it on
right
the
beside
screen?
me. I wonder what it could be.
Does this one say?
When you click on it, let me see.
I have to
Right over
click
here?
on it?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Okay.
the who are you who is so wise in the ways of science? That guy who's like, remember they like weigh a woman compared to a duck. What else floats in water? A duck. Yeah.
Oh man, this is so creative and awesome. I have so they don't sell this warband separately, or I would already own it because I want to even just use the main guy as my White King, you know. But if they're good, then maybe I'll do that as well. I need to get back to work on my Soul Blight. This podcast is over. Wood, Wood. Yeah, is that the name? Is that like the acronym for these guys?
No, no, he's saying wood. Because people were saying that wood floats in water.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
We're back on the actual Monty Python. I was like, what am I missing? Yeah, they're like sons of it sound yeah, it's like Behemor. I can't remember what actually I can look up here. Find it somewhere. Anyway, they're not out yet. Hopefully they'll come out soon because I really want to get that box. Uh, when the launch box. Yeah, exactly. On my screen, the names are right next to the image. Am I seeing
Yeah,
something
we see the same thing. I'm just very unintelligent. Yeah.
different? Yeah. The
Don't
funny thing.
worry. There's nothing wrong with our screen. We're just very very stupid. Like 80 IQ.
That's
Oh,
not true. Carson's a super smart guy. That's making me laugh so hard. Oh man, it's funny. It's funny when you're being on screen. You like I made that video ages ago when I was trying to thank people for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I could not look into the lens and say anything intelligible like at all. And I just had to keep. I reshot that thing like so many times, but I did. I wanted to just speak from the heart and not like read something off of a script. But I just could not. I could not look into that the black void of that lens and actually just say something and think at the same time. So Lancelot and Robin are there too. This is Lancelot. These are freaking cool.
how can you tell it's Lancelot? There's no way.
There's no way to decipher it. I just have a savant-like memory for Monty Python, Carson. So, and where is this? There we go, Sir Robin. Again, my savant-like memory for the Holy Grail is unmatched, Carson. It's completely unmatched. This is freaking awesome, though. My only criticism is I think that they used lead belcher and like GW paint. I'm just kidding, everyone. Calm down. I'm just kidding.
I
It's
use
okay.
lead belcher for a lot of my ogres so far, and only now am I switching to pro acryl. I see the light. I
Yes,
see
it's.
the correct way. It's so much better.
I agree that it is so much better, but I think it actually works in a lot of things where you want it to be really rough. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't use it for my final thing, but like, yeah, I could definitely see using it at the start to get like a rough, you know, ruffles the texture up a bit too, with the
Yeah,
giant
absolutely.
with the giant pigments that are in there. Uh, so yeah, Lancelot and Robin, and then it's too perilous, says Keith.
I think that's also a Monty Python quote, but I can't quite remember from what.
I mean, actually, I'm not going to sing the lumberjack song.
That's good.
It might not go over as well as I hope. Monty Python is great. Yeah, well, have we covered everything?
I think so, pretty much. Yeah, we talked about the ogre looking hammer thing,
Yep.
the leak. We talked about predictions for Adepticon. We talked about Charge, and upcoming tournaments as well. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Is there
Um,
anything? Wait.
yep.
Hold on. I know this is your stream, but chat wants us to talk about that we haven't yet.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great point. And while they're typing, if there's anything you guys wanted us to mention, um, yeah, Dale's tournament on April 9th, I think, is what you said. It's the long weekend for
Yep.
April. Cake or death. There's prizes for bringing cake. There would be like a cake competition in there as well.
Oh yeah, completely forgot. I was almost thinking of bringing pie just to be a jerk. Like, well, I like pie better than cake, so I just decided to bring pie because I like it.
I like pie better too, so bonus points for me.
We can be friends. Pie
Yeah,
is superior.
pie
Cake is
is
amazing. Cake is great.
cake is
Don't get me wrong.
everyone likes cake.
Yeah, cake is great.
Yeah.
But pie has got versatility.
Yeah.
Okay? You cannot have a savory cake
Nope.
unless you count lasagna, but I don't.
And if you do, you're a bad person.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. You're gonna get killed by Italians if you consider lasagna a cake. Someday. It will happen.
Yeah.
There's a tourney in Des Moines on the 25th.
Oh, cool. That's Des Moines is I think Iowa. So Ghetto Adepticon. Very cool. On the 25th of this month, Bahamut. Bahamut, send me if you're on Twitter, I will retweet it, whatever not whatever it is, but if it's if it is in fact a tournament for Des Moines, let me know and I will retweet that. No NSFW, please. And yeah, that's awesome. That's super cool. Is it, I'm assuming it's for Age of Sigmar. Cool. This coming week, month, that's awesome. Yes, let me know. I will retweet it, or I will try and figure out how to share it on Instagram. I don't really know how to do that. Um, but yeah, send it to me. And if I and I don't get notifications. I think I get notifications if someone messages me on Twitter, but not when they tweet at me, and I don't know what happened. I'm not sure. So um, if I let me know if just message me on Instagram or something if I don't immediately tweet it out. Note to self: don't refer to lasagna as a meat cake. That's really the cake for ogres, right?
Yeah, exactly. With no pasta at all. Just meat.
Just
Yep.
yeah, we got a layer of salami and then a layer of bear meat.
Complicated already.
Yeah,
We got a layer of human meat, kid meat, more human meat,
fire
orc meat,
slayers. Yeah,
and a little bit of lightning to sizzle the top from Stormcast dying near the meat.
nice.
Yeah.
I was thinking fire slayers, like for that spicy.
That's good, but that's like it's a special occasion,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, you don't have like there are spicy cakes out. Like there's chili pepper cakes. I had chili pepper beer in Japan too. It was actually really good.
Hmm, interesting.
Or no, sorry, chili like what do you call them? Coolers? Yeah, it was like a chili cooler. But anyway, it's a small game store one. Hey, that's great. That's awesome. Let's put the word out. If they max out, then you know it
Is
just
it 2,000 points as well, or is it
that's a
a
good
little less?
question. I didn't think to ask that.
Because you're
Um,
inconsiderate.
yeah, you know, I am what I am, and that's all that I am. I think we can all agree though that pie is superior to cake. But
Yep.
there is no pie or death tournament. So
I guess
this
I'll have to
this
start
is
my own tournament then.
yeah.
I'll host it in a super inconvenient place. I think of where.
Backyard.
I don't have a backyard. This is Vancouver. Nobody has a backyard here.
I
I
didn't
guess
say
you do.
your backyard. I just said a backyard. Okay.
Your backyard sounds good.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
On the, like the steep
Yeah, my driveway. That's what I was gonna say.
Someone rolls their
Yeah,
dice and just
yeah. My 85-degree angle driveway. The dice tray goes on like a 90-degree angle on the side of your table, and you just roll the dice down it. All the tables will be magnetic. It'll be good. It'll be good.
That'd be terrible. You go to roll your dice and it just goes like.
Yeah. Oh man. Should we end this charade now?
Yep. Thanks for being a good idea.
I had a great
Thanks
time.
for having me on.
Thanks for coming, Carson. So Carson looks like he's going to be my host from now on. Really hope and you will always be there for me, Carson. You know.
I won't.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Only when it's convenient for me.
That makes sense.
But,
yeah. Only when you sweeten the deal.
Yeah, exactly. Rob pays me in corn dogs. So.
Yeah. And they're not good hot corn dogs either. So,
No.
Yeah.
No, my God.
My God.
Costco dumpster corn dogs. It's not good.
Yeah. They're freezer burned, and then.
You know, one of the worst is there isn't a Costco in the town that we live either. So he has to go to a different municipality to get me dumpster corn dogs. It's rough.
I actually heard that their corn dogs are really good. I don't know if that's true or not.
Do they actually have their own brand? I always thought it was just like Pogo.
Well, I thought it was maybe it wasn't their corn dogs. They made my brother was telling me he always gets, I thought it was the corn dogs at their like food court thingy that they have, and God tier, like you know how like people go to IKEA and get hot dogs. I don't know why. Like, are they particularly good?
They're just cheap.
It's yeah. Okay. Like, oh, okay.
It's like 75 cents a hot dog or something crazy. Like it's cheap.
I'll have to ask
my
brother.
Like tiny, right?
The ones at IKEA, like the wieners are super, like they stick out way past the bun, if I remember right.
Oh really?
I mean, it's been a while to be fair, and I didn't even eat it even when I was there because I was like, gastro disorder. This is not a gamble I want to take. Did the ogres get Dale? The ogres, so Dale, yeah, like just to kind of explain. So Dale's, been really busy with his work, and it was hard on him. That's why he wasn't always at all of the podcasts. So he's kind of taking a step back, and he'll be on from time to time, and we'll gladly have him, whenever we can get him. But I just no one wants to see me talk to myself, for an hour. So I asked Carson because I was getting a bang out of him. And Carson, a lot of people don't know, Carson does a lot of stuff for the channel behind the scenes, and he has pretty much since the beginning. Really a good friend of mine, and he's very entertaining, especially if you've seen the Patreon battle reports, you'll know how funny he is. So so I asked Carson, and he reluctantly agreed after I sent him the photos I took as blackmail. So
Yep.
I do what I got to do.
What the photos were, and it's definitely not because I can't think of a funny joke right now. It's definitely because I can't say what they were.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Skaven way. So that's.
Yeah. Oh, it's great to be on. Thank you for inviting me onto the show. It's been good talking to you. Good to meet everybody here as well. I've kind of like dipped into chat in the past as well, but mostly just to like make one-time quips essentially. But, like, well, what about this? And then just like shut off the stream and leave.
Screen eject. Yeah. I mean, that's what we like about you, Carson. But thanks for coming on. It's really appreciated. And don't forget tomorrow, guys, the Adepticon reveal. So it's going to be 8 p.m. Pacific time, but a lot of you aren't in Pacific time, so it's going to be like half an hour earlier than it is now. Right now it's 8:30, so it's going to be tomorrow, half an hour earlier than it is right now for you wherever you are, unless you're watching this afterward, and then none of this makes any sense. Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.